Coming off a bye week, Buffalo State returned home to face Utica. The Bengals entered atop the Empire 8, while the Pioneers had dropped 3 straight conference games.
Buffalo State has the ball first. Rich Pete carries him into Utica territory on the misdirection. He takes it 23 yards before being forced out of bounds. Next play. Kyle Hoppy finds Mike Do-It-All Doherty in the flats. He shakes off 3. Can't touch this. Before sidestepping one more en route to a 40-yard score. 7-0. Utica responds with a field goal, 7-3. Later in the first, Marquise Artis gets called for roughing the punter, keeping Utica's drive alive. With new life, Jeffy Balzazar makes Buffalo State pay. He bounces right and cuts inside, seeing nothing but open space ahead. He takes it 40 yards and Utica goes ahead 10-7. In the second quarter, Utica increases its lead. Connor Buckwitz chucks it down to the field to Anthony Acevedo. He tiptoes his way to a score with a last-second lunge. Buffalo State tries to add a late score before the half, but Nicholas Brazis has other plans. What double team? Sacked. Mark Montana attempts what would be a record 52-yarder, but the wind helps guide it wide right. Utica capitalizes on the field position and goes into the half up 24-7. Javon Evans follows his blockers, running 21 yards before hitting pay dirt. Utica comes out of break with the ball. Thomas Woodburn tries a 29-yarder, but it sails wide left. That darn wind. Buffalo State goes deep on 3rd and 10. Could we see another Carney camera? Nope. Doinked off the helmet and they're forced to punt. Next offensive possession, Hoppy finds Doherty, who looks to have another big gain, but no! Brandon Burnham swipes the ball loose, and Utica's John Treen recovers. Utica gives it right back, though. The strip master Marquise Artis jars the ball loose from Nicodemus Gambill, and John Alessandra recovers. Buffalo State gets back in this game. Pete bowls his way up the middle for a 5-yard score. It's now 24-14. Plenty of time left. The defense comes up big. Ryan Cole brings down Buckwitz before he can get away. Utica's forced to punt. Fourth quarter, Buffalo State goes for it on 4th and 4. Hoppy hits Edwin Young square in the numbers, but he bobbles it and drops it. Buffalo State's next possession, Hoppy and Pete mishandle the snap exchange and it bounces straight into Nick Woodman's hands. Utica ball. Utica capitalizes off the turnover. Buckwitz sends a floater to Gregory Palmer for a 19-yard score, reestablishing a 17-point lead. Buffalo State switches from Hoppy to Dan Serenese, and out comes again. A 50-yard gain. 2 plays later, Carney camera. Serenese throws a fade to the back of the end zone, and Ryan Carney hauls it in for an 8-yard score. Deficit is cut to 10. The defense holds Utica to a 3-and-out, but special teams gets called for holding, giving Utica a first down. The offense doesn't see the ball until there's exactly 3 minutes left. Serenese tries to mount a comeback, but the pocket collapses. Another Woodman sack. A last-ditch effort on 4th and 11, and Woodman gets to Serenese again, this time forcing a fumble. Utica downs it, and the game is over. Utica wins it 31-21, keeping its playoff hopes alive. Buffalo State falls to 5-2, but can still control its own Empire 8 destiny by winning out. Mike Doherty led the offense with 5 catches, 165 yards in the score. Up next for the Bengals is first place St. John Fisher. Here are the interviews.
Well, I think that one of the biggest things that happened today is Utica College came to play, and Buffalo State was resting on their laurels. There was a very distinct difference between the level of play between the two teams today. We made too many errors, mental mistakes, discipline mistakes, to even come close to winning a football game today. So I'm extremely disappointed in that aspect because we just, whether or not we're reading our newspaper clippings or whatever and think that all we have to do is come out on the field and the other team's going to be scared of us, we're not there. So I'm very disappointed with our getting ourselves ready to play this past week. I can only assume that you're probably correct on that, AJ, which is mind-boggling to me. Anybody in the Empire 8 can beat anybody. And for us to even think about looking over one of our conference opponents is a very, very grievous error because you can't look past anybody. So we've taken ourselves out of a good position and putting ourselves in a dogfight position.
There's a lot of games where that's been happening. I couldn't really tell you what's going on before the game. Going into the game, it feels like we're going to come out and have an explosive game. But there's no one to blame but ourselves on that, and that's just something we got to get past and just keep working on putting points on the board in the first quarter. I don't think the bye week had that much to play. I think, if anything, the bye week might have helped us just recover a little bit. I just say this team probably had, because Coach was saying earlier, a little bit of mental edge. They lost, I think, 3 or 4 straight, and we were on a streak, so they really had nothing to lose. And things just ended up going our way at the end of the day. We got to keep working hard in practice. We got to have a good week of practice next week. We got to work on the things where we made mistakes. We got to stop making those mistakes and improve on that. And pretty much from there, and got to start again putting points on the board. That's our biggest part.
I felt like we came out here off the bat just slow. Just came off slow, like you said. And credit Utica, they came out here and balled out. We got to come out here better. We got to start off great in the first half, just like we do in the second half. And unfortunately, we lost today because of it. But we're gonna get this money in the off during the weekend, get our heads together. Next week, we're gonna get right back at it with Fisher. I just think that we have to, work better moves and get off the passer, man. We got to put ourselves in situations where we're not on the field for long drives as well. And that's all we can do. Just keep working our pass rush and doing our thing.
Yeah, we kind of did. We came out just thinking we had to win already, and they just came out and played. So next week we're gonna come out, work hard in practice. We know we got a tough opponent next week, so we're just gonna have to ball out first half, first quarter, first play, everything.